Previously on Salam School. A dominating victory in the first round over Catholic Central.
If we were playing with energy, we'd be up by 30. Where's the urgency?
Second round, it was said that they would fall. But when the clock hit triple zeros, Salam School was the last one standing. Found hero helped lead them to victory.
Hey, wait up. Special shout out to Bektesi.
So when I first came to Salam School 2 years ago, one of the impressions that I got talking to a lot of the guys in the community, former players, and Abdullah himself, was there was a lack of hope in the basketball program. It had been 11 years, and we had won 0 playoff games in those 11 years. That included, I think, 3 or 4 one-point losses. There were a number of very talented teams that did well in the regular season. Then when the postseason came around, just weren't able to produce and weren't able to win a game. So for us, the season before this, being able to win those first 2 playoff games got that monkey off our back, and we lost in a regional final. So our big goal, while our main goal was state, for us really the history to be made was to win a regional final and to get the first plaque in school history, regardless of sport. We had never won a single trophy or plaque in school history. So for us, the biggest thing was we have another chance, this time to play at home in front of our crowd and to bring back hope in the basketball team within the community and to bring back a plaque that we can put in our school that no one can take from us and be a legacy team that we look back on 5-10 years from now and say, that team, that's the one that started the winning culture at Salam School.
My name is Ismail Bektesi. Going into the playoffs, it was kind of hard to figure out where I filled into as a team. It was obviously a leadership role. I was obviously there to be a leader. But in terms of actually scoring or rebounding or in terms of actual skills, it was kind of hard figuring out what my role was. I remember in the second playoff game, and that game, I kind of understood that this is where I need to turn up. And once I figured out that, after that game, it became like a whole new revelation. We go into the next playoff game, and I started realizing with this new leadership role, I had to learn how to control the pressure that I had on me while also reassuring my teammates that we were going to do the best that we could.
So the mindset going into the regional final game against Palmyra, it was a defensive mindset. We knew that if we could control the game through defense, we knew that we could win the game no matter how tight it was or whatever our offense was doing. We had 3 principles that we followed. Defensively, we wanted to lock in, make sure our team defense and individual defense is on point. Out rebounding the team, making sure that we control the boards, because if we have more possessions, we can ultimately give ourselves a better chance to win. And the third was basically getting out in transition and pushing the ball, because this team didn't really want to push the ball. We knew that if we could control those 3 things, it would give us the best shot to win.
Bismillah, 3, 1, 2, 3, Bismillah!
first half, we went down 20-27, you know, and that was the biggest lead of the day, of the game, up until that point. And, you know, the game seemed like it was kind of getting away from us.
It was constantly, we were up, then they were getting a comeback, and then we were up again, and it was the same thing over and over again. And I started noticing they were heavily relying on me to not only be a scorer, but also be a defender, to be everything. I had to be basically just like Ahmed. I had to be the next up. We knew we were in the nit and grit of the battle. He came up to me, he was like, hey man, I really need you right now. Like I need somebody else with me. I can't do this myself. I was like, bro, I got you.
We finished 30-27. So we went on a 10-0 run, and we finished it 30-27. And it kind of goes back to what we talked about before the game, and the principles that we were talking about all throughout the whole playoffs is, defense, 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 and that's what kept us in the game. So it's 55-55 towards the end of the game. We call a timeout. That timeout, as coaches, typically, you're just as nervous as they are. And that specific timeout was just solely for the purpose of just, first of all, calming them down, because it was just such a hectic possession before that. And just getting everybody kind of composed and understanding, we got to get this, we got to make sure this next possession is as efficient as possible. We're up 57-55. Now all we got to do is play defense, get a stop, and we win the game. My heart is probably through my throat, like all the way up to my throat, and I'm super nervous. Ahmed sinks to help in the paint, and they swing it to the opposite side, and the guy in the corner has a wide open shot. Ahmed is kind of late to recover, and at this moment, I kind of look over to the bench, the faces I seen, especially the coach making dua, sitting there doing this. I'm sitting there holding my breath. The shot goes up, and he misses. So I've been coming to Salam School since I was about 3 years old. I was practically in diapers when I came to the school. I came to the school and I graduated from the school as a senior, and I was part of the first ever Salam School basketball varsity team. And for me to see the school as a player, to see the development and to see the progress as a player and now as a coach, to finally winning a regional championship, it's truly something historic because we're the first ever Muslim school in the entire nation to ever win a regional championship. And there's hundreds of schools, Muslim schools. For us to do that is truly, historic and something amazing and something to be proud of. So, I'm glad and I'm happy to be a part of this, and hopefully it's only up from here.
Going to the sectional semifinal game, I was looking at the crowd, seeing our people coming out, supporting us as they did the past 3 games when we won our regional final game when we held up that flag. Even a bigger crowd came to this game, and in my head I was like, I don't want to lose. We need to win and we need to keep going. We need to keep putting Palestine on the map. And then every time we win, we go up higher so more people see what we're doing this for. And that's my mindset in the game. I wanted to win it, and I wanted to keep going and go all the way to state.
The fans were really hot in this game, and I remember clearly, we heard that they were talking smack. And once we heard about that, I kind of knew, oh, this is the time we got to turn up. We can't let that slide.
The sectional semifinal was probably our best performance, and the best I felt we were energetically as a team going into the game.
My brother Mohammed, one of our only freshman on our team, started off hot. Him doing that, really helped us in a big way down the stretch.
So after we jumped out to the early lead, Mo and Ismail got us going. We couldn't sustain it. Ozaki, credit to them, they made a lot of tough shots, a lot of tough threes. Their guards were really hitting. And from that point on, kind of midway through the first half, it was a back and forth game for the rest of the game. Ozaki would answer right back, and it just was back and forth, back and forth. And it continued that way until late in the second half. I would say probably around 6 minutes left, when our best player, Ahmed, took over the game. And when you look at the difference of what happened in those last 6 minutes, the difference was our best player was better than their best player, and he closed out the game.
You just zone out, like you don't know you're there, like until after the game. Like I didn't know like I was in the zone until like people started talking to me about it. Like I completely zoned out, and I just started scoring everything.
He just takes over, and he does what Ahmed does best, which is score. But he does it at the highest level that I have ever seen. You got to really see the game and look back on the film to actually see what he did. He just went unconscious. And, you know, seeing great players, I think that's what separates a great player from a decent player, is being able to get in that zone, especially when it counts in the fourth quarter, down the stretch, when your team needs you most, close the game, and a lot at stake. With a big crowd, with all the pressure on you, and being able to perform like that, that just separates a great player from a decent player, and he did that.
My name is Dave Petrick. I'm the athletic director at Salam School. I have been here over 20 years. I actually started all the athletic programs We started with grade school boys basketball, and we kept on adding from there. And guessing about 15 years ago, we started our high school sports program and joined the WIAA. This past season was epic. Before COVID, we have never won a regional game. The mantra was for this past year was, you know what, we're going to make a run. We're going to be good enough, and we have the talent, and we're going to go for a long run in the state tournament. Those boys did a fantastic job. They went through some perseverance. I must tell you, it's like a proud father. It was the most amazing thing of going on that run. What a ride. I couldn't be more proud of those boys. You know, every single one of them, all those senior boys were really great contributors. They were leaders, and I'm proud to have been part of their athletic careers here.
I remember even going into that game, I remember that whole day before leading up to that game, all I could think about was the game. And I remember all the kids, they couldn't focus the entire day because that game was such a high stake game. And for our community, just to touch on that, just the fact that our community was going through, you know, the whole Palestine genocide that's going on, and, you know, we needed something to kind of, you know, give us a win. Give us something to, you know, be happy about, because for the last 7-8 months we've been dealing with what's going on overseas in Palestine, and, you know, the atrocities that we see on TV.
This has been an incredible team to coach, incredible journey to have. We played basketball in this season, but not for ourselves. There was something bigger that we were playing for. Most of these kids had family overseas. Most of these kids had very, very heavy hearts about what's going on in Palestine, and particularly in Gaza. So our run this year was obviously historic, but it came with a lot of, you know, baggage, where these boys were playing for something bigger than themselves. And we saw that in the games and in the stands, how the community came out and supported them. It wasn't all about basketball. It was more about a community that really cared about each other and were feeling the same pain for some of the things that we were witnessing in Gaza and Palestine.